Welcome on YouTube, it's your boy TC from I'm Gonna Talk TV, and I'm back with another video today, and this is reporting on what Stan Kroenke has said today in regards to his shares and selling the club. So he's point blank come out and said that he's not going to be selling his shares. His shares have never been for sale and are currently not for sale. I think this is complete douchebaggitry from Mr. Stan Kroenke himself. He's sitting pretty with Arsenal as his pet project, in my opinion. Matter of fact, he's taking out profits each and every year, which means he's never genuinely actually pumped his own cash into the club. So the article that's come out actually states that Arsenal's majority shareholder Stan Kroenke says his shares are not and have never been for sale. The American's company released a statement on Monday following the recent $1 billion bid from Alisher Usmanov to take control of the Gunners. Kroenke Sports and Entertainment added it was committed long-term investor in Arsenal and will remain to do so. The statement comes the day after Arsenal failed to qualify for the Champions League in the first time in 20 years. As we all know, we finished 5th yesterday. Kroenke, who currently has a 67% stake in Arsenal, Usmanov owns 30%, but is not part of the board of decision making as mentioned in previous videos. The Uzbek-born Russian said in April that Kroenke must bear huge responsibility for the club's failure on the pitch. Obviously, we are failing, we're digressing rather than progressing in recent years. This year is a perfect example. I saw a lot of fans yesterday on social media talking about how Arsenal went into the first game of the season not prepared. And I think it's a very, very valid point to make. It all goes back to the game with Liverpool. Yes, we lost 4-3. Yes, it was the first game of the season. Yes, Mustafi wasn't ready. But you don't go into a game like that with only signing 2 players. Holding, who was, in my opinion, at the time ready to start, and Granit Xhaka, again, wasn't ready to start, in my opinion, hadn't learnt the way of the league, hadn't learnt the way the manager works and how his teammates work. So the article goes on to say, Arsenal legend Ian Wright says the club needs the spending power of a billionaire such as Usmanov, adding something has to change within the club, and this is what all fans are voicing at the moment. The statement from Kroenke did not mention the future of Gunners boss Arsene Wenger, whose contract expires in the summer. Again, it's this whole thing of us fans and the players, in my opinion, not knowing what really is going on with the manager. I think the manager's going to stay. He's part of the clique that receives a huge amount of profits from the club, as he's part of the board as far as I'm aware. It says here, Wenger, who has been the target of protests from some of the club's fans, says the situation will be decided by the FA Cup final. It doesn't have to be decided by an FA Cup final. The board doesn't have the balls, in my opinion, to just grab this matter by its horns and tell the guy he needs to go. Time's up. The Gunners' London rivals, Chelsea, won the Premier League this season, and the 5th time they have done so under the ownership of Roman Abramovich, who has spent heavily since taking control in 2003. He spent heavily, and he's got the results from spending heavily. The article further says Abramovich is a winner, says Ian Wright, who scored 185 goals in 288 appearances for Arsenal. Legend. Stan Kroenke sees it as another asset. If you look at all his other franchises, they are doing the same. They are mediocre with poor attendances and aren't achieving anything as a team. That is where Arsenal is at the moment, and we need an owner like Abramovich who wants to win. I'd swap Arsenal's last 10 years for what Chelsea have done. In my opinion, I know the Invincibles was great, but I would swap those years over with what Chelsea have achieved in the last 5 or so years. They've gone to take the Europa League, they've gone to take the Champions League, they've won the Premier League countless times, where we've stagnated fighting for top 4 and the FA Cup. FA Cup's a great cup, don't get me wrong, but something needs to change, and something needs to change soon. So what do you guys think? Please leave your comments below. Thanks for watching I'm Gonna Talk TV. It's your boy TC signing out.